Hey everybody. Let's talk about architecture. What does an architect do? An architect builds. An architect makes sure that the structure is sound and solid. The architect makes sure that the workers are doing the correct work and completing the design up to code, up to their specific specifications, because they designed it. They're the architect. Are you the architect of your own mental dome? That place in your mind where only you roam. Your mental dome should be free. It belongs to you, not me. Build your own life. Create the future you want to see by designing it yourself. Have a vision in your mind of what you would like to accomplish. Your blueprint. And then speak it into existence by sharing your idea. Then use that idea by building it. Whatever it may be. Whatever mental decisions you make, you create the result by your actions. Just like, as you guys know, I was the podcast moderator for Killer Priest, which is Walter Reed. I love Walter. He's great. The Wu-Tang is awesome. So Walter Reed Medical Center. If you look at the architect of Walter Reed Medical Center, the architect over Walter Reed is Southworth. My name's Jody Southworth. The architect's name was Paul Southworth, but still Southworth. So that makes me think, am I the architect of my own dome? Am I the one in charge of my own head? Or am I letting it roam? Who's running my life? Who's the architect in my world? And am I making the right decisions? See, a good architect needs to make sure that the design is right and sturdy and solid and good for everybody, not just themselves. They need to make sure everything is good. They need to make sure that people aren't skimping on the job by cutting places where they shouldn't, or whatever. But only you could be the architect of your own mental dome. You could be free. Free of the mind control. Free of the manipulation. Free of the narcs in your life. The narcissists. You're the architect of your life. Your mental health is your responsibility. Your well-being is your responsibility. You need to love you enough to be the architect of your own life in your mind. I am not saying you are God. No, I'm not. But you have a mission in life. You have passions in life. You have things you'd like to accomplish in your life. Accomplish them. Build them. Be them. Mental building blocks. If you build your home on a solid foundation, it can't be rocked. Just like people, sometimes they may throw stones at you. But the God I serve, He is still the same. The Alpha and the Omega, and He has never changed. So I know that I am protected. And those stones that get thrown at me, you know what they do? They teach me to be stronger. And then those stones that are by me, I pick them up. And I build with them. I build a home with those stones that were thrown at me. And I'm thankful, because that has given me another perspective of someone's viewpoint. And I'm the architect of my own dome. So I could either, if that rock that came at me was something that I could use and grow from, I'm going to use it. I'm going to humble myself and say some of this I might be able to learn from. Because when situations happen, and even when are negative and we don't understand why they happen, They're supposed to happen to teach us some type of lesson so that when it comes up in the future, we don't repeat the situation, or we remember what happened and we know how to respond accordingly in the right way. Throw them stones. Because you know what? I got a slingshot and all I need is one rock. Happened in the Bible. So I am happy that Southworth is in charge of a medical center and deals with mental health and well-being. Rebuild your dome. Learn to work as a team, as well as have confidence when you're alone that you are just as worthy when you are by yourself as when you have a group of people behind you. Because come Judgment Day, baby, you're the only one standing there, not your friends, not your family, not your peers, not your boss. When you have to answer at the end, what are you facing? What is your judgment bringing you? So you need to be the right type of architect. Because we know some people out there that call themselves architects that might not be building on such a solid foundation. So be solid. Be solid in your mental dome and in your decisions. It could be a small decision. I'm not talking about like an architect out building real big buildings and doing stuff like that. I'm talking about your mental decisions. Building blocks for life. Building a solid foundation and the architect of your life by designing the future you want. Be equally yoked. Man, don't be around people who are not somewhat similar to you. If their goal isn't positive and it's not along your line, get the fuck out. If you hear bullshit and you've brought it to the attention of other people many times because you know better because you are an architect, but they don't want to listen, don't waste your time trying to be right with somebody. It's not worth it. Pass a message and move on. If they take it, great. If they don't, it's their destruction. They're the ones who have to deal with the results. Not you. You can walk away. So don't become consumed or engrossed with somebody else's life. You are not the architect or director over other people. That is a handler. Handle yourself. Carry yourself accordingly. Be the architect and the builder of your own mind. I'm not saying you're God. I hope you have the Holy Spirit, because I know I have the Holy Spirit and I couldn't do nothing without my God. And my God isn't the type of architect who worships Lucifer hiddenly. Not that type of architect. Although I might know how that goes, but I am not going to spend my life chasing other people who are doing things I don't believe in. I'm not going to spend my life taking my advice from people who are not in a position themselves to show that they are worthy of taking their advice. Some people will use you for your knowledge, your work, your ideas, and claim them for their own. So it's really important to control your own life, because if you don't, someone else will. This is universal. It's for everybody. Me, I'm super happy because I'm learning great skills, and my time moderating and having my wrench with Killer Priest was wonderful. I learned the rest of my lessons that I needed to learn. I sure did. And I'm going to take that knowledge and I'm going to do better. I'm going to take the situations that have happened in my life and say I'm supposed to learn from everything. So what did I learn from these situations? Because some of them I am not going to repeat. You move forward, onward and upward, growth. That's something Killer Priest helped me to learn. How to put some of the emotions aside and act in truth. See, God could use anybody. Anybody. Oh boy. You know, I'm excited about the changes coming up. Since Southworth is an architect, I think it's befitting that I also have another project going on. I don't know what we would say my title is yet. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's a network on Roku, and we have a channel, and I'm with a league called the League Foundation, and I'm on the board. And we launch next month. We have a site launching on Roku. It's a 24-hour station, and I'm on the board. So I am excited. I am excited because on the channel, I want, it's going to be all kinds of stuff because it's a 24-hour channel. It has all kinds of stuff. But I want to talk a lot also on it about building, about mental blocks, about seeing past the hidden people in life that are trying to pull the wool over your eyes. See, a lot of people are so programmed they can't see past the bullshit. I've been trained to see past the bullshit. See, unfortunately and fortunately, as someone who survived MK Ultra and training in a training center, I have keys, I have knowledge above and beyond what most would in certain small areas. I am no better than anybody. I am not saying I am better, but I do have knowledge. I was trained with knowledge since a very, very, very young age. Just like you have super soldiers. I have friends who are super soldiers. I have a friend named Holly who grew up in a cage underground in the military dumps. I have a friend whose father used to shoot her up with heroin between her toes at the age of 1 and 2 and make her partake in satanic rituals. I know some shit. I've seen some shit. I've lived through some shit. I've survived a lot. I'm an overcomer. I am not just an abuse survivor. No. My dome is free. I'm not a captive. I am not a slave to my own mental mentality. No. I know I'm not the situations around me. I am me. I am uniquely me. Just like you are uniquely you. Build your life and be authentic to you. It's too late in this game to be messing around, you guys. Look at the state of the world. Panic and destruction all about, right? So this is actually a time you need to take accountability for yourself and everything, because this is an MK Ultra massive mind fuck on a huge scale. And I could break some of it down in a video, maybe. Just like 9/11. It was, we'll come back to it. There's so many triggers and there's so many false signs and wonders and false leaders. There are a lot of people out here claiming to be leading you to God and on the right path and teaching you about enlightenment. They're leading you to fucking hell and self-worship. You're being brought into, man, in the end days, people will be lovers of self. In the end days, Christians are forced to bow down or die, right? That's what the Bible talks about. Getting shot in the last days. Getting shot in the last days, man, that would be something. Now, people, I think also when it comes to the silent war, I think people are waiting for the war to come where we have like old school military jets and bombers coming down and troopers walking down the street for the next war. No, baby, it's already going on and you can't see it. It's invisible. The sky is cloaked, just like your mind. If you haven't woke up by now, you're way fucking behind. But there's still time. Not much, but there's still time. I know I'm the architect of my own world. I wrote my first book. I was either 3 or 4. I think I was 4, closer to 4. So I know something about books and novels and how things go. I've also had the gift my whole life. Many, many people, many family, friends, co-workers will verify. I am not an oracle. I am not a soothsayer. I am not a witch. Although I do know the crafts, I do know a lot because I grew up in them, in the occultish belief systems and witchcraft and sorcery and lodges and all kinds of shit. Just shit. But that's not the point, and that's not my focus. My goal is healing some of the damage that was done by these hidden fucking factions. I'm not here to call out those hidden factions that are telling lies to people, and these people are believing a lie during the end times at that. See, but the devil, of course, is going to come to try to save you, steal your soul when God's trying to save you. The end times, watch yourself. You never know when the end's going to be. So that wrong decision you make, what if it's the last one you had time to make? Don't do it. Be the owner of your own emotions. Hold the key to your own freedom, to your mental dome, your mind. Love yourself. Love other people. Have compassion on other people. People are ignorant and blind often, so they do things out of ignorance. People people die from lack of knowledge. Open people's eyes and help them to build and go a better way instead of throwing rocks at them and trying to push them out. Help one another. Be the mental architect of your dome. No, don't let anybody else have control over you. Because if you don't control yourself, someone else will.